2023 is basically here, and I know that most of us are trying to make the best of it. We also know that creating habits is the best way to create sustainable change in our life. So here are 5 habits that I would recommend you starting in 2023. And no, none of these habits involve waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, an unrealistic morning routine that lasts 5 hours straight, or green juicing. To each their own, but these habits aren't glamorous or something that influencers would want you to think that they do on a day-to-day basis. These are down-to-earth, practical, good-for-you habits that will change your life in a very subtle but powerful way. So are you ready? Let's start with number 1, which is all about tracking your progress. Tracking your achievements at work, milestones, and just in general, how are you progressing? This is a habit that I'm starting for myself for 2023 because it's so powerful. It helps you recognize your value. It enables you to communicate your value to others and advocate for yourself. It also helps you create an archive of your experience, an archive of your milestones, achievements, projects that you've worked on, etc. Because you will forget a year from now when, let's say, you're updating your resume, you will forget what you've been working on a daily basis. But if you have it all in one place, if you're tracking it, you're able to take it and put it in a different form and communicate your value, communicate what you can achieve. It will also help with performance reviews or anything else where seeing what you have done, what you have achieved is incredibly helpful. And finally, it will help you build confidence. Personally and professionally, it will help you reinforce the fact that you are valuable and look, these are the amazing things that you have achieved. So tracking your progress daily, it's so simple and yet so incredibly powerful. I've created a free progress tracker template that you can use in order to make sure that you are recording everything, that everything is in one place, everything is searchable, you can always go back to it, etc. The link will be in the description, so go ahead and get it, make a copy, make it yours. It's a Google Doc, so you would have to make a copy, but it's an incredibly powerful exercise that literally changes how your brain works. It creates new neural pathways within your brain, helping you recognize your value and helping you communicate that value to other people and helping you build confidence. That's why it's habit number 1. If there's only one habit that you create in 2023, this is the one to choose. So get started building this powerful habit using the link in the description. Oh, and one more thing that I wanted to mention is that this habit is great for an end of workday routine if you have one. An end of workday routine is essentially what it sounds. It's like morning routine, first thing that you do when you wake up, but end of the day is basically what you do when you end your workday. It could involve just closing your laptop and calling it a day. It can involve other things, closing your tabs, for example. Make this part of your end of workday routine. And if you don't have one, start one with this habit and you can attach other habits to it. A routine is very helpful in creating boundaries between, I'm working now, I'm not working anymore. Routines are great for our brains because they signal to our brains that we are safe and secure. So, whenever you have opportunities to create different habits and different routines, different rituals, this will help you feel more secure if you're not feeling secure at this moment, if you're not feeling safe. So this will just help reinforce that mechanism. Habit number 2 is being very intentional about prioritizing your tasks. Our time is the most precious resource that we have, and we have to make sure that we're spending it wisely. Our energy, our decision-making power, and our creativity are also limited. They're also limited resources. So combine that with time, we have to make sure that we're intentional about how we are spending our resources on the different tasks at hand. We want to make sure that we prioritize the most important ones to make sure that we are giving them allocating enough resources on those tasks that bring us the highest return on investment of those resources. And there are so many different systems that you can use in order to prioritize your to-do list. I would experiment with the different ones, see what works, how they feel, whether you like some of them, whether you don't like some of them, maybe use them in combination, see if one works in a certain scenario better than others, and just, learn to work with them, learn to use these tools to suit you. Don't rely on just one thing and think that it's going to solve your problems. No, you're in control, and you got to be more intentional about how you're prioritizing them. So some of the examples of those systems are, for example, the Eisenhower matrix, which is basically a way to rank tasks on their importance and urgency. So if it's important and urgent, that needs to be done obviously as soon as possible. If it's important but not urgent, you understand. If it's not important and not urgent, why is it on your list to begin with? So you see what I mean? So this is a great way to prioritize what you have on your to-do list. Another system that I see a lot of people use is having 3 priorities each week. So for example, three areas of priorities that you are working towards, and then those kind of trickle down, they cascade down into daily priorities. So let's say my 3 priorities for the week are creating an annual report, I don't know, doing something else and something else. So those, based on those priorities, they trickle down into every single day. And so, for example, on Monday, I can achieve this within the report, etc. There have been times, because I've been experimenting with my prioritization systems, there have been times where based on the 3 priorities for the week, I would plan what I would achieve every single day for the week. And I would do this on a Sunday, and then it would kind of trickle down for the rest of the day. Another prioritizing methodology that I see a lot of successful people use, something that I've also experimented with, is prioritizing tasks based on how much effort, creativity, or mental space they need. A lot of the times, I just know myself, I'm the most creative first thing in the morning. The best ideas come to me first thing in the morning, and then I can do, things, more repetitive things and processes later down in the day. So I prioritize the tasks that need more creativity to be done first thing in the morning. Another thing that a lot of people do is prioritizing tasks that they would procrastinate on, to do them first thing in the morning, so that they're not filling their space with other tasks, procrastinating on doing that other thing, especially if it's important. That's another way of looking at your to-do list and prioritizing and deciding what you're going to do first, what you're going to do next, etc. Habit number 3 is writing your to-do list the night before. Figuring out what to do next can take a lot of brain power. We've already talked about it. Prioritizing can be an exercise in itself. It could be one of those to-do items in itself. So if you have to do that each time you switch to the next thing, to the next to-do item, it can be mentally draining. Or if you do that first thing in the morning, you are using up that creative brain power, that creative energy that you could be using on completing the most important, the most meaty tasks on your to-do list. You see what I mean? Planning your to-do list the night before sets you up for success in the morning when you wake up, because you are ready to dig into the important, into the creative work that can utilize this fresh mind, head state that you're in. Speaking of end of workday routines, this habit could become part of your end of workday routine. If you already have one, just stack it in, or you can create one. And now we have 2 exercises, 2 habits for your end of workday routine. We have tracking your progress, reflecting on your milestones, impact, etc. And now we have plan out your next day, your next day's to-do list. Doing them one after the other around the same time will help you get a clear overview of what you've done today, what has been impactful, what hasn't been so impactful, and plan for the next day, thinking about the priorities and the impact first and foremost. It will help you prioritize as well, because you're in that mindset of thinking, okay, what have I achieved? What can I achieve tomorrow? Are you ready for habit number 4? Habit number 4 is talking back at your negative self-talk. May 2023 be the year when negative self-talk becomes irrelevant. Don't get me wrong, we will still hear it in our heads. It will still be present. We just won't listen to it. What do I mean by that? Next time you hear your negative self-talk in your head saying something like, you're not smart enough, nobody cares what you have to say, that's stupid, that question is stupid, nobody wants you, nobody values you, you suck, all of those things, all of those wonderful things that our brains, our negative self-talk, our inner critics say to us. Next time that happens, take a moment to pause and acknowledge it. and then to distance yourself from it. Start hearing it as an actual voice, and an actual voice of someone that you find very annoying. Like all of that, all of that talk happens in the voice of someone that you dislike and don't respect. The next step would be to talk back at it and undermining it, questioning it, pointing out inconsistencies and lack of logic that it has. For example, what are you afraid of? Why are you trying to limit me? Why are you saying that this presentation will kill me? It will not kill me. You're so out of touch with reality. This presentation, even if I don't do it perfectly, it will help me with my career. It will help me with visibility within this organization, with visibility within my industry, etc. Talk back at it. And if you want to go a step further, name that voice. Remember that annoying person whose voice it is that you're now hearing? Use their name, or find another name of someone annoying, someone that you don't respect, and just name your inner voice, inner critic with that name. This way, next time they start talking to you, you can say something like, you know what? I think you forgot that I don't care about your opinion. X, enter name here. And that is incredibly powerful. Now, this will not happen overnight. This is also, like I said, it's a habit. So this will take time for you to build, and it will feel uncomfortable at some point or another. So just continue going and, continue pushing, knowing that it will get better. You will get better at this. You will become more automatic at this. You just have to be more intentional about pausing whenever you hear it and talking back at it. And finally, habit number 5 is doing something that you suck at. Yes, doing something that you suck at. The reason for it is because we all want to be good at things. And that can sometimes limit us. We're afraid of being bad at something or proving to ourselves that we're not as naturally talented as we thought we were. And that reinforces some of our perfectionist fears and tendencies. By intentionally doing things that you are bad at, you are getting more comfortable with that growth mindset, with that beginner mindset. You are letting go of those perfectionist ties that you have around you, and you are building that growth mindset muscle. This in turn will spill out into other areas of your life. For example, you will become more comfortable with not knowing an answer to a question, and you will be more okay with asking questions and asking for help. It's a freeing exercise that will help you become less of a fixed mind perfectionist. And I'm not saying that you are, but most of us have some fixed mindset when it comes to different areas of our lives. For example, I can have a growth mindset when it comes to my mathematicals and, technical abilities, but when it comes to my art abilities, I could have a completely fixed mindset. You see what I mean? Like, there's different areas of your life, and we have different beliefs and different mindsets within those areas based on how much we have been exposed to failure and being a beginner in those fields, and how much we've witnessed we put in effort, we get results kind of thing, our own progress, our own growth within those areas. So find some activity that you suck at, whether it's pottery, cooking, learning a new language, some type of sport, anything, something that you suck at, and embrace being bad at it. Embrace that beginner's mindset. Embrace not being perfect and let go of those fears. All right, and that concludes our list of 5 habits that I would recommend for you to build in 2023. These are the habits that are on my list to be built as well. I have some additional videos on habit building if you're curious on how to do this more scientifically, and I will leave a link to it in this corner over here and also in the description down below. But it boils down to, if you want to build at least one habit for 2023, make it the first one, tracking your progress and milestones, tracking your achievements, because that will have such an enormous effect in your confidence, in your everything when it comes to your professional and personal lives. So if you want to get started right now, the link to the free progress tracker template is in the description. So go ahead, get it, and enjoy this habit. Start building that confidence. Start changing your brain to recognize how wonderful and great you are. Let me know if you have any questions, suggestions, ideas, comments, anything else in the comment box down below. I'm super excited to hear your feedback. And yeah, let me know, what other habits are you building in 2023? May this be a great, fantastic year for all of us. I know that the last few years have been quite a blur and a challenge. I just hope this one is easy on us, please. I guess we'll have to make it that way. Like this video if you've enjoyed it, and let's be friends on other social media. You can find me as Stereotype Breakers. Have a wonderful time the day you're currently experiencing. Bye.